My name is Yemise Ilesomi and I am bisexual. Today I would like to talk about bisexuality and biphobia, including bi erasure. Many always ask the question, what does it mean to be bisexual? I'm aware that there is a lot of confusion out there about what bisexuality means. However, contrary to popular opinion, the bisexuals are not the ones that are confused. The confusion is coming from the many who simply do not understand what bisexuality means. So, what is bisexuality? Bisexuality is romantic or sexual attraction or behavior towards males and females. It also encompasses attractions to all gender identities and biological sexes. Yes, bisexuality is not binary. It encompasses same and other genders. Now, everyone accepts that it's possible for a person to be attracted to people of more than one height, weight, hair color, or race. For bisexuals, that openness also includes gender. Bisexuals are very much capable of genderless love. Genderless love is a term I coined to describe an attraction that transcends biological sex or gender identity barriers. Genderless love is not about biological sex or gender roles. It does not focus on the genitalia or gender ascribed, imposed, or chosen roles. It is about the freedom and ability to be attracted to another irrespective of biological sex or ascribed or chosen gender identity. It is sad when people say things like bisexuals are confused, bisexuals are greedy, bisexuals don't know what they want, bisexuals just want it all and all that. Oh no, that is not true. Bisexuals are not confused. Bisexuals are not greedy. Just because I am bisexual does not mean I want to sleep with you or I want to sleep with everyone that crosses my way. No. And for us, we always say that love is tender and it knows no gender. And that is what applies to bisexuals and also pansexuals. For us, it's not just about your gender. It is about the person you are. It is about seeing beyond your body parts. You have the ability to see beyond your body parts and love the person irrespective of what gender package you come in. Yes, I might be attracted to your body parts, like, well, nice boobs, but it takes more than body parts, to fall in love and stay in love. I fall in love with a person, not their body parts. And that is what most bisexuals are about. We are not about body parts. We are not about your gender. We are not about your ascribed or biological sex. We are saying we are capable. We know we are capable of loving or seeing beyond body parts. And when people say, oh, bisexuals are greedy and they want it all, they don't even know what they are, they're confused, it hurts. And because those are stereotypes that are simply not true. And education never hurts, but ignorance begets fear and hate and anger and sometimes murder. And it is important for us to dispel all those stereotypes and at least try to educate ourselves on what it means to be bisexual instead of just casting aspersion on people's sexual orientation. And some even say that bisexuality does not exist. Well, bisexuality exists. I am a bisexual and my sexual orientation exists. It is not a fabrication or a fantasy in my head. And bisexuals can be found everywhere in the world, and there are a lot of myths surrounding bisexuality. I have been asked things like, oh, you're bisexual, does that mean you have male and female body parts? Oh yes, people have asked me that. So please, bisexuals are not objects of fantasy. We are people. We are human. We've got feelings. Don't treat us just like, oh, we're there to make or bring spice to your love life. When I say I'm bisexual, I'm not saying, oh, I want to get it on with you and your boyfriend or get it on with you and your girlfriend while you watch. No. No, that is not what my sexual orientation is about. I'm saying I have the capacity to be attracted to same sex or other genders. I have the capacity to fall in love. I am not saying, oh, look at me, I am a porn object. Oh, look at me, I am the object of your fantasy. Some people have even accused me of trying to promote bisexuality. Promote bisexuality. That's what bisexuality is not the thing you promote. It is a sexual orientation. One can only educate and enlighten others about the different sexual orientation, but you cannot promote it because it is not a fashion accessory or a product. We are born with our sexual orientation, and no amount of promotion or discrimination can change our sexual orientation. It is also sad that even within the lesbians, gays, bisexual, and transsexual community, that is our LGBT community, there is still a lot of biphobia going on within our community, and that is so sad because some just believe, oh, you're either homosexual or heterosexual, and that your sexual orientation is just plain black and white and there's no in between. I would say that a lot of people are capable of moving between those spectrum of homosexuality and heterosexuality. There are a lot of colors within the rainbow. I say that as a bisexual, I don't want to feel left out when I am within the LGBT community, because when I fight for LGBT rights, I believe that as an advocate of LGBT rights, I'm not just advocating for lesbian rights or for gay rights. I am advocating for LGBT rights as human rights, and this should encompass everything, and I should feel welcome within the LGBT community. I don't think that after fighting for LGBT rights, I still have to go out there to fight for bisexuality rights differently. So I think that if we're doing this as a community, we all must be recognized. We all must have our voices heard. Before I took it for granted that I didn't need to explain myself within the LGBT community. But more and more, I realized that identifying as bisexual means I have to constantly defend my sexual orientation within this circle of LGBT activists. I just wonder what they think the B in LGBT stands for. you know, it's sad that it seems we still have to remind LGBT activists and that the systems we are trying to put in place to enforce equality laws, that LGBT rights are human rights, also encompasses the bisexuals and the transsexuals, and the benefits are not limited to LG, but also covers the B and the T. When I fight and advocate for LGBT rights, it is with the understanding that my bisexuality is covered in the rights I am fighting for. It is actually shocking when we realize it is often not the case. It's us when we ask for tolerance, and even within our community, we lack that tolerance, and we fail to understand the diversity that makes us our rainbow. And even within my own little circle of LGBT community, I've had things like, oh, biphobia is not real, bisexuality, you're just not ready to identify as a lesbian. So I'm like, no, don't get it wrong. I am bisexual. I have the ability to be attracted to same sex or opposite sex or any other gender. So I cannot deny that part of me. And please do not force me to deny that part of me, and do not force a label on me. Others cannot define you. We are the ones that can only define ourselves. And I wouldn't want people to put a label on me because I don't put a label on others. Don't force the L on me. Don't force the G on me. When I identify and say I am the P, I'm the B in the LGBT, you have to accept that, and also accept that my sexual orientation is real. It is not a fantasy. When people say bisexuals are not real, this is an example of biphobia. Or when people deny that biphobia exists, even within the LGBT community, believe me, it is not just ignorance, it is also an example of biphobia. I wouldn't expect that I'll be within the LGBT community and I'll expect to explain myself as a bisexual. I think that should be a community that is all welcoming and all that. But unfortunately, people still expect you to explain what the B is within the LGBT community. That is biphobia, and it is a pity that this even exists in the LGBT community. And no, bisexuals aren't confused or greedy. We just happen to be capable of feeling attraction to more than one gender. And even if I am not having much activity with the opposite sex, or even same sex as it is, it still does not change the fact that it still does not change my sexual orientation. Even if I happen to marry or be in a relationship with an opposite sex, it doesn't change the fact that I am bisexual. If I happen to marry or be in a relationship with a same-sex person, it still doesn't change the fact that I am bisexual. It doesn't change my sexual orientation. Whoever I am with, the gender of the person I am with does not change my sexual orientation. I remain a bisexual. And that is how it is, and that is what people should understand. I don't stop being a bisexual because I am in a relationship with a same-sex person. That doesn't make me a lesbian. And the fact that I am in the relationship with an opposite sex person does not make me an heterosexual too. The gender of the person I'm going out with or the person I am in a committed relationship with does not in any way change my sexual orientation. It pains me that even the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transsexual community, the LGBT community, also perpetrate discrimination and does not give the B and even the T in the LGBT as much voice and visibility as it should. Understanding and tolerance is the key to enjoying our diversity. For us bisexuals to be heard in the LGBT, we need to be more visible, we need to be more vocal, we need to be loud within the LGBT community because we need that be recognized. We must not be silenced. And it's just a pity that even sometimes when I attend LGBT programs, I just find that it's just like it's all about the gays. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's an LGBT thing and it's not just a gay thing, we have to recognize that the B is there, the T is there. It is a community and we must be given equal chances to be heard. None of us should be silenced. And you get to programs organized by LGBT communities and all the speakers are like, oh, I'm a lesbian, I'm gay. And then you wonder, where is the B in this community? Where is the T in this community? If it's an LGBT program, we should really try to represent every voice that is there. The B and the T should not be silenced. And enough of the stereotypes, enough of bisexuals are confused, enough of bisexuals are greedy, enough of that ignorant statement, bisexuals can't stay with just one partner. That is not true. The fact that I can be attracted to more than one gender does not make me greedy. For example, the fact that I like ice cream and cookies, so I like all flavors of ice cream, does not mean I'm greedy. It doesn't mean I'm going to eat it all at the same time. Liking different flavors doesn't make me greedy. And it doesn't also mean I cannot control myself. Even heterosexuals have so many choices to choose from. You have so much choice. You have the tall person, you have the short person, you have the brunette, the blonde, the blue-eyed, the black-eyed, the brown eyes. You have so many choices too. But you don't go out there and say, because you've got all the choices, then you're going to have them all. No. It's the same with us bisexuals. It's just that our choices encompass also same or other gender. And it doesn't mean we are going to go out there and get everyone and sleep with everyone or make everyone our partners. No. It's all about who we eventually feel comfortable enough with to have a relationship with. It could be one person, and if I want it to be two persons, it's really not about my sexuality. It is about the ability to be attracted to my same-sex gender or other genders. And it doesn't mean that I want it all. Bisexuals are capable of having a monogamous relationship. We are also capable of having a polyandrous relationship. It depends on the person. It is possible for us to like all flavors but not gorge on all flavors. I can't be monogamous. I can't be polyandrous. It depends on the kind of sexual activity I would like or the lifestyle choice I would want. But it doesn't change my sexual orientation. My sexual orientation is natural. It is inborn, and that is bisexuality. Does not equate greed. It does not equate confusion. It does not equate wanting it all. Please remember, bisexuals are not confused. Bisexuals are not greedy. Bisexuals don't want it all. We just are born with the ability to be attracted to same sex or other genders. So if you were to come again, will you still wish to be bisexual? Of course I wish to be bisexual. Just imagine if you're allergic to milk, you are lactose intolerant, and you have the opportunity to come again. Would you want to have to do away with that lactose intolerance? Yeah, it's for me. I'm happy that I'm not allergic to any gender. So why would I want to come back and be allergic to any gender? No way. I love my bisexuality. I feel blessed, if I may use that word. So to be bisexual, I feel lucky, and I wouldn't want to change that. I can love a person and not just their body parts, and that means a lot to me. So stop the biphobia within the LGBT community. If we don't tolerate homophobia, we don't have to tolerate biphobia. Not even from our lesbian friends or our gay friends. We don't have to tolerate biphobia, because we speak out against homophobia. Be ready also to speak out against biphobia, even when it happens within the LGBT community. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Let's stop the bi erasure. Let's stop the biphobia. Kiss me twice, mwah, because I am bisexual. I am bisexual, not a player, so don't make me a slayer. I am bisexual, not confused. Like you, I choose my companion. It is a natural attraction, not just a mere selection. With love, I embrace my lover. It matters not the gender. All I want is tenderness, for my love is genderless. Thank you.